going on, Pokemon GO trainers? It's Lured Up, episode 27. 27, right?
27.
Yes, 27. We 27 up in here.
27.
It's Community Day, Sunday, April 15th, 2018. These days are exhausting.
They are.
And filled with anxiety.
From the start. Yeah, from the get-go.
Another busy week in the world of Pokemon GO. Tons of stuff to talk about as per usual. Today's show is going to be brought to you by patreon.com/gottawatchemall. And we want to give a big shout out to Chris S., our newest patron. Thanks so much, Chris. We really appreciate it. Be like Chris. Check out our Patreon and see what's going on over there. All right, on today's show, we're going to be talking about, of course, Community Day, how that went for everybody. The Kanto Celebration event that's going on that, you know, of course, they made that news and announced everything right after we recorded last week. There was a teardown of the 0.99.2 APK that's rolling out right now. We're going to go over that. The Pokemon GO travel campaign was nominated for a Webby Award, and I want to link that to everyone so we can get in there and get our votes in. When this podcast releases, you'll still have a couple days to vote. And then I think the Webby Awards are next week, so there's time. There's still time. I want to make sure everyone's using the Sylph Road or visiting the Sylph Road. There's a ton of resources there. I'll review what's going on over there. Some of it can be a little intimidating at first because there's a lot of numbers and data and all this kind of crazy stuff, but there's probably something everyone can benefit from on the Sylph Road. So I want to link everyone to that as well, and we'll talk about all the different resources that are available there. And something interesting I want to talk about here, and this is probably going to be a very heated conversation, and I'm looking forward to see what the community thinks of this.
Salty Sunday.
Dude, all right, I'm going to get a little salty on this Sunday because I found out that Brandon Tan, this is the number one Pokemon GO player in the world, the guy that Trainer Tips did this, documentary video on. Apparently, he sells his Pokemon GO services for people and logs in as them in Singapore and farms raids for them and sells it for money. Like a lot of money. So I found this out. I did a little research and I found out this has been going on for a while. So we're going to talk about that. And it's interesting that no one is really, the YouTubers talk about this guy so much, but they always fail to bring up the fact that he advertises, whoring out his Pokemon GO, wafu all day, which is crazy. So we'll get into that. And I know Melissa's going to have some feelings on that. Oh. And then in honor of Melissa, we're going to do a Snorlax battle party today. Snorlax has come back to the raid rotation. So it's going to be good to be able to get in front of a Snorlax again. All right. So Community Day number 4 in the books. It was Mareep. Adam, how did this day go for you? Where did you play? How did you play? Give us a rundown of how the day went.
So I started the day. I played it in my town of Rochester. I started on foot, made the rounds, and my game was acting up. Everything was like slowed down. And I'm like, it's not my game's fault because I've shut it down. I restarted. I started the day. The sky was cloudy, but it had been raining all morning long. And so I had my umbrella. I was ready to stand out in the rain.
You played on foot?
I played on foot for a little while.
Okay.
But so the second, it was literally 2:01 or whatever, and the second the event started, the weather changed and it went to rainy. And I was like, oh man, sweet. I get weather boosted Mareep. And actually the first one I got happened to actually be the best one that I got during the event.
Really? The first one?
Funny enough. I do that. Start walking around and I'm like, I'm not getting many Mareep. It's just the output wasn't there. And I just didn't understand. I was like, maybe I'm not hitting the right spots, but I was in my downtown area walking through side streets and everything. And even the main cluster of Pokestops wasn't producing that many Mareeps.
And they were all lured up?
Were they lured?
Yeah, everything was lured up.
Huh.
And it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird. So, and a lot of players also felt the same way. So they're all like, all right, well, we're just going to drive around. So I got in my car and drove to certain spots where I know there's huge clusters, and lo and behold, there's gargantuan clusters, and I find my first shiny, second shiny, third shiny.
Oh,
nice.
I got 6 shinies, and my last shiny was literally like the last couple minutes. And then it was like my box filled up and I was like, oh no. I was racing the clock to evolve one of my shinies to get the Dragon Pulse on it.
Nice. We actually both, Melissa and I both did box maintenance pretty much right before the event.
Yeah.
Because we were packed out and, we wanted to take advantage of the double candy from the Kanto Celebration. So...
Yeah, I dropped 200 Pokemon.
Yeah, you cleared out 200. I did 500 the other day. I did a 501 transfer, which was crazy. That was my biggest one ever. And then I got rid of another 280 today.
That's insane.
So yeah, I cleared out a lot. And I'm going to listen to how my day went. So now with Bulbasaur, all three of us were together and I was the one catching shinies like hand over fist, just like before, half an hour in, caught the shiny, and then they just kept coming. I caught 11 or something on the day with Bulbasaur, more than anyone else in the group. Now today, it was the polar freaking opposite, and I was stressed the hell out the whole time. So, first of all, Melissa has a new addiction, and I gotta call her out. She's addicted to makeup, people.
Okay.
She's fucking addicted to makeup.
No.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
No, it's a new addiction, yes. I don't give a shit. I fucking love it.
So she's like...
It smells good, it feels good,
She goes, I'm going to run to the store real quick before Community Day. Don't worry, I'll be back at 1:30 so we could get in the car and get to Red Bank by 2. So I'm starting the day stressed out. Then I find out she goes to the freaking makeup store. She goes to Ulta, right? Which is pretty much like a portal into a black hole to another dimension.
It really is. Like, picture a Pokemon store.
And it's like
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Picture if it was Pokemon Center. Here.
And 1:30 rolls around, 1:40, 1:50.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, I called you. I'm like, what the hell's going on? We're waiting in the driveway for you.
You were waiting in the
driveway. So
I
was pissed off to begin with, right? I was swollen because we got off to a late start. And then I didn't catch my first shiny. And I mean, we had Mareeps everywhere. More Mareep than we could possibly catch. And it took me an hour and 40 minutes to catch my first shiny.
Meanwhile, Joshua got his, no joke, 5 seconds after he turned the game on.
Yeah.
He turned the game on.
They were popping for him like Bulbasaur.
Oh, Mareep, shiny.
Yep.
And it was just literally one after another for this kid. And he had so many. He was just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, he only played an hour and a half.
An hour and a half in, and he was done before Ken even caught his first one.
He still got 6 shiny. But no, I ended up leaving the day with 5 shiny. And, before, I guess, Melissa, how did your day?
My day,
she did freaking great.
Yeah, my day was awesome. I got 5 shiny during the event, and we caught 100% Mareep.
You got more than 5 shiny during the event.
No, I got 5 shiny at the beginning of the event.
Yeah, the beginning of the event.
The beginning of the event.
You got to clarify this
and
because this is a big deal.
At the last, no joke, 20 minutes of the game, I caught 5 more. So I ended it with 10.
We were leaving the area that we were playing in. It was 4:45.
I even got one in the driveway.
Yeah.
On the way in the driveway as we were pulling in.
And she's like about to turn her game off. And she's like, oh shit, I got another shiny, like just driving on the way home. And she's like, you know what? I was going to turn the game off. Maybe I'll just leave it on for the rest of the time. And then sure as shit, she's
5.
But freaking getting shiny. She's like, oh my God, another one. We pull into the house. She's like, oh my God, another one. I was like, I
just look at him. When we pulled into the driveway and we're ready to stop playing. I clicked on that last shiny. I just turned and I looked at him and I smiled and I just showed him the phone like.
No, honestly, I didn't care because I wanted 3. I just wanted 3. That way I could evolve up and get Dragon Pulse and have, one of each of the evolutions. But as Melissa said, we did catch a 100% Mareep today, which was absolutely amazing. And this is really cool how it went down. So we pull down to the waterfront area, we're catching Mareep like crazy. I mean, they're everywhere. And as we're pulling up the hill to leave, we see one of our buddies, fellow, raider, coming down the road, driving down. He stops, rolls the window down. He goes, hey, did you guys get the 100% Mareep down there?
And
we're like, what do you mean? What? She goes, yeah, it's 577 CP. And we're like, oh, holy shit. We caught everything that was down there. And then we looked through all 3 of us.
Josh did. Yep. Josh, I was just like, I don't know. We're going to have to check. And Josh goes, oh my God, I have the 577.
And he goes, wonder, attack, defense.
We got it. And I was just like, and I looked, and I'm like, oh my God, I got it too.
We all had it. So we didn't even know we caught it. but we all had caught it, so it was awesome. I already powered it up. I brought it up to Ampharos and powered it fully up, which I never do. I never do that, like, because I'm not going to use this shitty ass Pokemon because it's not relevant.
Don't hate on him. You'll find.
I know, right?
One
Jeez.
day you'll find a way to get him to a battle party.
Well, yeah, when Mega Evolution comes out and I could use a Dragon move. Overall, it was raining for us, so we had boosted Pokemon as well. We caught a wild Blastoise.
Yeah, I was just
in the middle of the street. Like
yeah, we had really awesome spawns outside of the Mareep. We saw Charmeleon, which we never see.
Two Charmeleon, Blastoise,
the Solrock,
Coughings were out, Ninetales.
Oh, I hatched so many eggs.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, I hatched so many.
This
eggs.
was the first community day that had something different than Stardust or XP. This was the quarter distance egg hatches, and this was different because it still made people spend money. I'm sure everyone, used coins to buy these boxes that came out with the community box with incubators. And there was a point where I was so stressed out because I wasn't catching shinies that if I would go into like a hatching sequence of like 4 eggs, I was getting pissed off. I was like, I'm freaking hatching again, because I wanted to just be out there to catch.
Yeah, I only hatched whatever the first round of eggs were, and then I was like, screw that. I'm wasting too much time.
And that's what Ken wound up doing. He was just like, I'm not putting another one in an incubator. Forget it. I was like, screw it. I'm patching all this shit.
Well, no, I put my 10Ks in because I have 2 10Ks ready to go I only need like 0.2 left or something like that, but overall, this was an awesome community day. It was
Clefairies galore.
Oh, Melissa loves
you don't
Clefairies.
Even know.
So.
Like, I never ever see Clefairies, and I must have caught at least 6 of them. And that
she was flapping her hands like little wings, like oh my god, like she was so excited.
And you know what? And there was a ridiculous amount of Pikachu and Magikarp and Dratini, which were all
those were weather
shiny
boosted.
Yeah, but also this is going to be exactly. You're getting the electric and. Back on the 10th, the Kanto event, it's Kanto Celebration. It's they say with the how we found Mew, this has brought out all these Gen 1 Pokemon, all these Kanto Pokemon. And when they originally built this event, they said it's going to be increased spawns of Gen 1 Pokemon. But in practicality, it's like 98% Gen 1 spawns. Like, it's not just increased Gen 1. It's like all Gen 1 and a sprinkling of, some random other stuff. But
I
wouldn't call it random. I think it's all like the regionals or exclusive stuff that they wanted to keep in the game.
Well, Solrock started popping up out of nowhere because that was so rare before, and now I'm seeing them everywhere.
And Seviper I'm seeing a lot more of.
But I kind of hated on this idea in the beginning. I kind of said to myself, when I found out that it was like 99% Gen 1, I go, I'm kind of bummed out. I still need Dex entries. I still want to be able to catch those other Pokemon. But a couple days in, I started realizing that this was the perfect opportunity to not only prep for Gen 4, which I've been an advocate of for, months now, but being able to develop and build a relevant meta squad. Because a lot of the best attackers, whether it's fighting or grass, are Gen 1 Pokemon in Machamp and Exeggutor. So this is a perfect opportunity. There's freaking Machops everywhere. There's Execute everywhere. So I think I've powered up completely 3 or 4 additional, 90% plus Machamps. And now I have, 7 or 8 Machamps that are fully powered up, with counter dynamic punch that are, just ready to go. Balls out, 15 attack. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for this event. I mean, Adam, have you been farming or are you just catching everything anyway?
I am catching everything anyway, but I have priority over like Magnemites and Machops. But it's just like all this stuff I don't normally see. Like only like PAX East of last year, that's when I found my first Voltorb. Like, and I think I've only caught 2 or 3 since then. So this allowed me to get the Electrode.
Wait, you never had an Electrode?
No.
Get out of here. So that
you rack on me, son?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Let him have it.
Oh, I know, right?
No, but honestly, this is perfect because there was a lot, it was a mixed bag of emotions over this event. So the casual player was excited because they're saying this is an opportunity for them to fill in their decks. And even if people have like holdout Pokemon, like your Electrode, it gives you the opportunity to finally fill this stuff out. And for the advanced player that has all the Pokemon, this gives you the opportunity to develop an existing team or an existing squad, or just increase your ranks. You know, I ended up with 500 or 600 Machop candy. Like I could get 5, you know, more Machamps. Like that's sick.
Exactly. And I mean, I know that one of my coworkers, her boyfriend or fiance is now playing, and he started, a month ago. And he was really starting to get upset that he wasn't able to find any of these Pokemon.
The Gen 1?
Like, yeah, exactly. And he's like, this event's been amazing for him, you know, and he just started. So and even for my best friend, Andrew, he's, you know, over the moon for this, because it's like, it's getting him all the Pokemon that he needs. He still didn't have his Blastoise or Charizard in the deck, so he sent me a screenshot of that. I was like, geez, evolve those, man. What's going on?
That's what makes me excited, like seeing the starters. Like I get super excited when every starter that I saw today, I caught.
Well, I feel guilty if I like pass on a Squirtle. It's like
No, I did not. I refused. I did not.
See, Bulbasaur was like, I was just shiny checking at that point.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, because I had such a low shiny count today, towards the end of the event, I was just shiny checking. You know, because there was just so many. I didn't want to miss out. But... At
one point, because he was getting so stressed out and I was getting anxious for him, I gave him a half-hour time limit. I said, all right, we'll go for another half an hour, and if you don't have one in another half an hour, you are not allowed to catch any more Mareep. You're just going to cover as much distance as possible, and you're just going to shiny check until you get one. Wow. And luckily, literally 2 seconds after that, he got it. I was like, there is a sweet baby Jesus up there. Poke Jesus, thank you.
I know. I had texted Ken shortly, you know, after, and we were just talking about it, and I'm like, you know, Niantic must have heard you yelling because you were yelling so loud.
Yeah, it's the revenge. It's the revenge. And she's like, oh shit, shiny. Like she was trying to be all cute about it because she knew I was like breathing fire.
Oh no, because I was trying not to get excited. Like,
I know, that's what I mean.
It would be a shiny, and I would just go, oh, shiny. And just not breathe. Shiny.
Anyway, Kanto Celebration is going to be going on till the 17th. This is also another opportunity for people that are in deep on their Mew quest to kind of fill out their Magikarp candy, because Magikarps are spawning everywhere, and a lot of people were kind of jammed up on that Evolve with Magikarp.
I evolved the Magikarp, and I'm like over 1,000 candies right now.
Nice. Oh. And also Ghastly is everywhere, so if you need the 10 ghost Pokemon, it's been really good for that. But Adam, you were talking before about, you know, going for the Magnemites and stuff. Again, there's a couple Pokemon you want to take note to take advantage of while you can see them to prep for Gen 4. Magnemite, Rhyhorn, Tangela, Electabuzz, Magmar, Porygon. These are all Pokemon that evolve from Gen 1 in Gen 4. So keep an eye out for them and save your candy on those Pokemon, because you're going to need it as soon as Gen 4 drops.
Jeez, I can't wait for Magnezone.
I know, that's a great
Pokemon. Rhyperior, Tangrowth.
I didn't know that about
Electivire.
Yeah, Rhyperior.
Magmortar. Porygon Z.
It's going to be cool, too, as these Pokemon get stronger and stronger, how they're going to have to kind of modify the dynamic of the meta to kind of make room for these bigger CP Pokemon. It's going to be interesting to see if things get nerfed or shifted around a little bit when some of these big dogs start coming out.
I feel like they have to, or else they'll just overtake everything else.
Yeah, it's like you're going to end up with like 5,500 CP, 6,000 CP Pokemon. All right, let's get into this teardown of the 0.99.2 APK. This has kind of been slowly rolling out, and not a lot in the way of big, dramatic, new functionality of the game or anything, but a bunch of quality of life and a bunch of bug fixes have been clearly found in the APK mine. Two of the things that I thought were really cool were two visual differences that are in the game now. They added a new texture for fire, which is kind of cool. So I guess some of these fire moves are going to start to have a new animation in game. And also the loading icon, the little spinning, white Pokeball, that now looks like it has more frames in the in its animation rotation, which gives it a little bit more of a smooth appearance, which is kind of neat. There's some minor bug fixes, mainly during feeding berries. There's been a lot of issues.
Goodness.
Yeah, the troll berries, man, where the game will lock up, or you'll
it's the worst.
feed a berry and then it'll kind of freeze, and it'll look like you've taken a step back off the gym where you would need to click into the Pokemon again, but you can't. There's been a lot of issues with berries, and a lot of those bugs have been cleaned up. But this is the big one, and this kind of ties into how we were talking about what the integration with Facebook means last week. So they found a script that read proxy social action, right? And this is the time of the podcast when we put our tinfoil hats on and we do inappropriate speculation, because proxy social action, to me, what that means is some kind of social action, whether it's chat or friends list or trading or something with a social network. And obviously we're talking about Facebook here because they just did the integration. So what if this means in the future we could be seeing some kind of Facebook integration that involves chat or region location stuff, or
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
This could be cool, right? This could be something big.
I love it.
Like, Adam, I mean, like, if you were to put on your tinfoil hat, like, what does this mean?
So this is, I honestly feel, trading or something like the Pokemon Center, where like you can leave something.
What do you mean, like
don't
an
know.
auction house or something, or marketplace?
or like in trading items, or or you leave something.
Dude, if they did a marketplace, like a little economy or something like that, damn, that'd be awesome. Like in World of Warcraft, there's an auction house where you could just unload your shit or put stuff up for bid, or if you want stuff, you can offer things in return. Like, that would be awesome if there was some kind of.
I don't think they're gonna do that, because you get so much stuff at the
Put
stop.
your tinfoil hat on, goddammit.
But listen, I don't think like they would have found more in there.
Yeah.
Like, as far as
Dude,
so this is just like putting it in
it's
there.
one line of code. Like, that's what I'm saying. Inappropriate speculation time. But I get excited when I see that kind of stuff, because that just means integration with friends lists, and then friends list leads to PvP and trading and chat. So in-game chat would be freaking awesome, because every time
Maybe
I go,
it's something as simple as
as simple as.
Never mind.
Just a light switch, just switch it on.
Look, every time I go from game to Discord and then back to the game, my nearby disappears. So that is so freaking annoying.
Same thing with Facebook Messenger. It's awful.
I hate it. I hate it because I'm constantly going back and forth, and it's like I almost want to go to like half screen notifications instead of just like the little banner, so I can read the whole message in the notification, so I don't have to click out. But what a pain in the ass. Like, every time I go to Discord, it screws the game up. But
yeah, like I just stayed and played the game the entire day. Had I looked in my messages, I would have seen that on the chats there was 100% Mareep. So
well, I hate using the Discord, so if they can integrate the Facebook Messenger, which I think is universally easier for most people, into the game itself, I think that would help a lot of players, especially rural players that are having a hard time connecting with each other, and maybe don't use Facebook as often but want to have that kind of a feature.
I think
so
that
maybe
the install
it's just
base is big enough. There's so many, like, there's billions of people on frickin' Facebook. Like, it's not really going to be alienating a lot of people to say, hey, we're going to use Facebook as this platform, because so many damn people are on Facebook. Everybody's on frickin' Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And
Facebook has become the old person's social media.
Oh, well.
this is true.
But
that's what it is.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's fun to inappropriate speculate.
Inappropriate speculations.
All right, well, let's speculate that Pokemon Go is going to win on this Webby nomination.
Okay, so they got nominated for a Webby last year. They won a Webby last year for the best use of GPS location technology in mobile. And this year they're up for, this is a pretty cool category, actually. So it's in the social category under content and marketing events. So they have a very, very itemized breakout of how they have categories in the Webbies, because there's so much content out there. the Pokemon Go travel campaign. So this isn't just like that little video series. This is their entire campaign of what they kind of globally coordinated for the Pokemon Go event. And the stats that came back from this event were like 3.6 billion Pokemon caught, 5 billion media impressions, 140 participating countries, 70 million organic social media impressions. That's freaking insane. And 3 million views on community generated YouTube content. So it's a call out to the tubers there, which is pretty cool. But you have until the 19th to vote for them. Go vote for them. If you remember when they won last year, the guy that accepted the award, he gave like, didn't he say like, save your candies or something like that?
There's something about legendary.
Yeah, or it'll be.
He hinted towards Mew.
Yeah, he said something like that. So, maybe they'll put something cryptic in this year if they win. And as of the time of this recording, they are in first place. And there's like a WWE thing in there. There's a Major League Baseball thing in there. And Pokemon Go's winning. So make sure they win.
Yay,
Go
nerds,
vote. Yes.
Nerds,
Hold on, the game
nerds,
is dead.
nerds,
The game is
nerds.
dead, guys.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking
You
about
guys
it.
still
The game
play
is
that?
dead.
People still play that game? All right. Speaking of
comments.
people playing this game, the Sylph Road, I got to give them a shout out. We spend a lot of time with our news categories and our news articles and stuff on Pokemon Go Hub, but Sylph Road is really the lifeline and lifeblood of the community in regards to how they interact with each other online. And I encourage everyone to check out the Sylph Road, even if you've never had a Reddit account, even if you've never used the Sylph Road before. There's a lot of resources on there that are going to be beneficial to players of pretty much any skill level. Now, the most important thing to know about the Sylph Road is they are advocates of the terms of service. So they want to make sure that people are doing things right, and they give resources out to people that will allow them to coordinate publicly and privately to do things that bots would normally be doing, like tracking down Pokemon or being able to schedule, a Wafu session with where raids are happening. Because now you have these tools where the community can kind of communicate with each other, and whether it's through chats like, Discord or whatever it may be, but the Sylph Road is now bringing people together with tools like their Nest Atlas, their Traveler cards, and now the new League map that they put together. It's just a fantastic resource to connect with people. And on days like this, like Community Day, it's the perfect day to take advantage of their Traveler cards. So let me tell you a little bit about the couple of the things that they do on Sylph Road. The Nest Atlas is probably their most used tool. This is a community-sourced Nest map where you can go on, you log into your, Reddit account. You can now even log in with Google, I think, and Facebook, I believe. But if you find a nest at your local park, you can pull up a map, drop a pin in it, put a note, say, I found 3, Magikarp here in 15 minutes, and then others can go and see that information, validate it, discredit it. It's a great community tool. So the more people that use this, the more we're going to be able to flesh out the map of the United States and ultimately the world. So in my area, the Sylph Road is super active, the Nest Atlas. So I can go on at any given time and, for a 15 or 20 minute drive, be able to say, okay, we could hit this nest or hit that nest, because there's always data being driven to this Nest Atlas. Adam, how is it by you? Do you guys use these kind of bigger tools? Because I know, you've got Discord and stuff, but as far as the
not
Nest,
a lot of it.
There's not. See,
I think it's just people just aren't interested in it because I mentioned the handshake thing on the messenger, and even there's another person that does the handshakes as well in the same area, and both of us literally only one person was interested.
Really?
And it's like, and then even then, right after the event, because everybody's trying to log in, it just says connecting, and it takes a little bit. So it was just kind of like he just gave up after a while. I was like, and I felt bad, but
well, there's a lot to check out. And I think they're doing a lot of good for the Pokemon Go community, and the fact that they're kind of advocates for doing things right. I can really stand behind them, and it's worth checking them out. They're doing a lot of cool things, and now they have this new League map where you can build a community of photos, and they put together this giant photo map of things like Community Day, where you can drag your cursor over, little pins on a world map and see photos of the players in those areas. It's really cool little glimpse into, different cultures and different crews of pogo trainers, which is pretty neat to see. Like when you go across the world, it's just pretty cool to see. So check it out.
That's amazing.
Sylphroad.com. They're on Reddit. Look them up. Hook them up. Rawhide.
Oh my God.
All right, couple tidbits of miscellaneous news before we get into the battle party.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. We got Go Plus now stays logged on and connected to your device for 3 hours rather than 1 hour.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Right.
So
That's so
Okay.
exciting.
all right.
If
I
it
was
connects,
wondering why
if you can
it sat
connect.
through an entire play, and it just allowed me to just keep hitting it.
So
over and
I
over
was
again.
cracking up. I was cracking up because I was reading the comments in, there was actually in the Sylph Road Reddit, there was an article or a thread that was talking about this, and all the comments were like, yeah, that'd be great if I could get my fucking Go Plus to
Yeah,
connect.
exactly.
Or then people would say like, all right, great. Well, now it's worth the 25 minutes it's going to take me to connect the
Fucking-
device every
that's
time.
so-
They're like, at
the
least,
rage that I
at least
feel.
I know I don't have to do it again for 3 hours.
I swear my Go Plus fucks with me on purpose because it won't go for like 15 minutes, and then every time when I'm just about to give up and throw it out the window, it'll fucking connect.
Did you miss it today?
I did not miss it today because I was actually able to shiny check.
We pull out of
Everything.
the driveway to leave, right? And she's like, oh shit, I left my Go Plus in the car because I was driving. I was like, you want me to turn around? Tell me now.
I was like,
You're like, nope. And it was like, we turned the corner. I was like, we've come too far. That's it.
We were literally at
We've
the
gone
end of the
too
driveway.
far.
We passed the point of no return. I didn't use Go Plus at all today. I didn't use Go Plus at all today because it just,
Yeah,
it just
it
we
weighed
get
me
in the
down.
way. I don't like how with Go Plus sometimes it'll give you the notification and the waypoint that something's there and it won't show it to you. So it's like I can't deal with that on days where I'm trying to catch specific Pokemon because then you're just like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And you're like,
Well, if there was a way to swipe away your catch, like to not catch, like to
bypass.
Yeah, to bypass it, then it wouldn't be as bad.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, they need to come up with a new device, a new Go Plus.
A Go Plus Plus?
They need to go. Yes, the
Go-
Go Plus
the
Plus
Go
that
Plus
has a
Plus.
secondary button. That is your cancel button.
No, honestly,
They have your catch
I
button
would
and your
always
cancel
say
button.
that there should have been two buttons, a catch button and a stop button.
Mm-hmm.
That way they can act independently of each
No,
other. That
not
would
catch
be the
and
shit.
stop. You
What?
just need a catch and a cancel.
No.
No,
'Cause then you
Oh
can do
man,
both.
imagine doing those all at the same time. Just ba-do-do.
Give me
Well, then
I need a
give it
power
3
glove, like an
fucking buttons.
NES
Then you
power
got
glove.
2 buttons
Like,
on the
beep,
front.
boop, boop,
You
beep,
got
beep.
2 buttons on the front and 1 on the side.
Game on.
A little tiny one on the
Can I
side.
get a little flute?
You
like
got-
like Willy Wonka that powers?
Oh my god. Well, it should make a sound every time you. Oh, could you imagine if the Go Plus made
With a
sound?
Oh, if they had a little speaker or something,
Oh,
That would be
That
cool.
would be really cute.
that would crush the battery though.
Yeah,
All right, more miscellaneous
crush
news.
your battery.
They've added the attack flash to raid battles now. So before if you're doing a gym battle, you would get that little flash before the opponent would attack so you can know when to dodge. That was never included in raid battles. It's now in raid battles. So
Oh, that's
doesn't
exciting.
affect me because I don't dodge.
still
I could
Dodge
do
all day
every raid I've ever
long,
done with a
bitch.
blindfold. It wouldn't matter.
Fucking dodge that bitch.
Melissa
You're like
dodges.
solar beam, psych.
Yeah, I just get hit. I don't care. I'll
Nope.
just wipe.
Dodge, dodge, dodge.
But if you're a
Yeah, I have enough
dodger or
revives.
you're using a B squad or something like that, this might help you out because now you can save your ass a little bit if you're if you need to. It doesn't bother me. EX raid passes are consistently being delivered. This past weekend, I had an EX raid along with my son Josh, who got his first Mewtwo. Very excited about that. I'm very glad
I know.
that we
I
didn't
was
have to
so
deal with
happy.
a no Mewtwo kid.
Yeah, actually, two times I prayed to the Poke Gods this week, and they've come through. So thank you.
Arceus, thank you. Thank you for allowing my son to catch his Mewtwo.
No, I really was about to cry if you didn't catch it.
I got a 98% Mewtwo.
You sure did.
Hell
What?
The
yeah,
golden-
15 attack, 15,
golden
14,
child.
15.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so
so
exciting.
close, dude. It's so close. Could you imagine if it was 100? But I don't care. It's got 15 attack. That's
So that's
all I
worth
need.
powering straight up.
Yeah, well, I'm almost done powering up my 100% Kyogre. As soon as I finish that, all rare candies are then going to go to Mewtwo. But EX passes are still rolling out. People are still getting them.
I
got one.
Oh, good for you.
Wait,
Yeah,
look.
next Sunday.
Yep, you got another one. And Melissa, look what I put in the notes right over here. Melissa is raiding on her own? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I've actually been making an effort.
So this is crazy. So I'm at work the other day, and I see the chat, bloop, 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 going off, and I see people tagging Melissa, and I'm like, that's odd, right? I'm like, what's going on? And then I open it up, and I'm like, oh shit, she's going deep on the conversation, throwing up emojis and stuff, and I'm like, she's in it. And then like, she, I see her and she goes to do a raid, and I'm like, all right, no shit, good for you. And then like next raid comes around and like someone tags her again, and I message her and I'm like, oh shit, you're in deep now. That's it. They want you to raid now.
But
it's
you know what? The summer is the warm weather is coming, so I don't mind actually going out. And I guess I should get to know these people in real life outside of just the messages. And because every time we've gone to a raid, I've sat in the car, so I know all their names by text, and all their faces in real life, and I know all about.
You like only know their screen names.
Yeah, like oh my god, when we went to
oh hey, it's Super Sweet Miss.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. When we went to the Mewtwo raid, I was talking to someone. I was like, I know you, but I don't know who you are. So who are you? And he's like, Kyle. And I go, all right, okay.
It breaks down the walls. It breaks down the barriers.
The weather has prevented Mother Nature, you rotten big.
No, but look, this is an interesting topic here because we're trying to move our entire community over to Discord because there was people using Discord. There's plenty of people using Facebook. So now all the Facebook people are slowly but surely migrating over to Discord. Now, Melissa's in Discord. I've seen her, type out commands and stuff,
I don't like
but she's not into it.
I hate it.
So
she's like, I am the internet.
Right. But now she's using the Facebook groups, and it's being effective for her, and people are still using it. And she's like, you know what? I'd rather use Facebook. So it's very interesting to see how people react to Discord because it is intimidating. It is intimidating.
I don't like it when I see.
It's just because you're in Facebook anyway.
When I see mad text and like 10 billion hashtags and all these codes, I'm like, nope. It
doesn't have to be like that though.
But that's how it is.
It doesn't have to.
But that's how it is.
It's not how it is.
But that's how it is.
Oh, boy.
If it wasn't like that, then I'd be using it. That's the thing. Right? And the reason why I'm not using it is because it's like that.
It's not like that.
It's like how it is.
All right. I talked about this at the top of the show. Brandon Tan. Okay. The number one player in the world. Jump over to his Instagram page here. So this is, he's got all his statistics up. He's the number one player in the whole world, right? And the latest image he puts up reads Latias service. 2 catches, and he has, costs, and these are, dollars in Singapore. 2 catches, $32. 5 catches, $75. 10 catches, $140.
Wow.
PM me, contact me, blah, 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 blah. So he's got this whole racket going with the terms of service. Oh yeah, he's got disclaimers. I'm using Golden Raz. I'll get you free
on IVs.
I'll get you free rare candies. And then like the best is he has a disclaimer at the bottom, like trying to justify it. And he says something to the effect of, I don't know where it is. He's like, there's no spoofing involved. I'm catching them at the gyms and it's all me. It's not a bot. Oh, so it's like, oh, that should make me feel better that you're like.
You're still cheating for someone else?
Dude.
Just because you're doing it in real life doesn't mean you're not cheating for someone else.
So when I saw Trainer Tip's video, I was like, this guy's freaking awesome. He's the real deal. He's brought the community together. People love him, and he's the number one player. He raids like a beast. And now seeing this, it's like, yeah, he's still done all those things, but now I kind of think he's an asshole. I don't know.
I mean, you can't knock the hustle, right?
Yeah, but
yes,
this allows him to raid all day.
I don't know.
Oh man! And then like when you look at his Instagram account and you scroll down, and he's got like this pile of devices, with all these accounts, going.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say he's a whore. You're a whore, Brandon Tan. You're a fucking whore. I hate you so much. I was trying to be cool about it.
The internet's
fuck
loose.
off. You suck. You suck because you're taking the fucking fun out of the game. And you know what? People should be getting out there. And the only reason why he should ever be doing this is if somebody has a disability that they cannot go out and do it on their own. And if that's the case, if he's charging them, he's a fucking bigger douchebag than I said. I'm done. Thank you. Good night.
Mic drop.
Wait, Melissa, how do you really feel?
I'm sorry. That just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, no, I kind of felt the same way too. And it's like, it sucks because you watch the trainer tips video and it's like emotional and it's amazing.
I loved him at first. This
I know.
made this, you just.
And like, look,
stupid.
you look at his account,
Why?
his Instagram account, and here's a Lugia service where he's selling the same thing for catching Lugias, and then he's
So what's gonna happen if trading comes out? You're gonna trade your fucking Pokemon?
No, but
you're gonna pay to trade your Pokemon too? You
this is
shithead?
look.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm angry.
There was just a major wave of bans and warnings and shadow bans and account bans and all that stuff. Like, what does Pokemon Go think of this guy?
They need to ban him. They need to ban him.
can't.
They should. They should. You know what? You're soft banning players that are legitimately using
our buddy Paul.
IV checkers. For,
Paul doesn't even use it. Our buddy Paul got shadow banned, and he doesn't even use IV checkers.
and that's not right. And Brandon Tan.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like this. All right, I'm gonna put a post up on social media when this podcast is released. I really want to know what the community thinks about this. So let's discuss this. Let's keep it cool. Let's keep it clean.
Don't be Melissa.
Don't be Melissa. No, I mean, you could air it out, but I'm just saying, I want to know what people think about this because, when it comes to breaking the terms of service, like spoofing or botting or tracking and stuff like that, people are very outspoken. But it's like, I've never heard of this before. Like, I've never heard of this.
You know why? Because it's shitty.
It is shitty, but if it's shitty, why not talk about it? Like, look at this. Pokemon Go Pidgey service. He'll catch freaking, Pidgeys for you. Like, it's so stupid.
Can he catch me Delibirds? I might pay for that.
Oh my god!
I got to know what the community thinks.
But how's he getting
Everyone, let us know, please. Let's talk about this. Let's figure out where everyone stands because I don't know, man. It's like if the YouTubers are going to cover this guy, that's fine, but cover all of them. You know what I mean? Don't just cover that. The nice, friendly side.
I got to rant on one more thing. Shit on all the people who are paying for these shitty services.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you lazy fuckers? Get up and play the fucking game. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you paying this guy to drive around in his... Doesn't he drive a nice car?
I don't know.
No. Yes, you do.
He was in a
van. No.
What are you
When he
talking
did the
about?
trainer tips video, he was driving in his car. I'm pretty sure he
Could have been an Uber.
This dude can't have a nice car?
But I'm saying though, you're watching
it's drug money, it's blood money.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm just saying, you're paying this guy to drive around.
He's Team
and
Rocket.
play.
He's Team Rocket.
He's Giovanni. Let's just
Let's
get that straight.
He is my Giovanni.
I
want
think
a
this is-
Snorlax.
And he wants Pikachu.
pulverizing
No, look,
pancake him.
I think this is going to make for some good conversation. I'll make sure I'll put up polls. I really want to know what people think about this. And, it really makes me want to get him on the show. Like, I would love to talk to him.
Don't let me
What?
talk to him.
I would love to talk to him in private without Melissa.
Exactly.
To figure out where his moral stance is on the game and TOS. Now, Trainer Tips kind of talked to him about multi-accounting and driving while playing and all this and that. But I just think if they're going to cover this guy, that's fine. But why leave this part of the story out? Like, why not talk about this? Like,
How long has he been doing this? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Has he been
all
doing
the
this?
legendaries, Berry Service, Groudon, since Groudon's been out. I followed this guy. I just don't look at his shit because these pictures are old.
I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there right now. unless this is a service that was requested by his community. Like, if this was something that his community... No.
It's like, I want meth, drug dealer. Can you bring it into my community? And it's like, oh, it's all good.
You got it.
I guess. But if
Get
it's
to
out
the
there,
chopper.
you know, like, if it's something that his
He's got the
community...
meth.
I don't know.
I don't like this one bit, man. I'm just got to be honest.
Feel it.
All right. Let's.
Like,
We're harping. We're ranting.
All right, get ready, guys.
I
All
can
right.
understand
3,
doing it for EX raids.
Stop. No, don't
2,
understand shit.
Okay, turn
1.
the page.
All right.
Battle party. Battle party.
All right, let's talk about Snorlax Battle Party here. Snorlax is back into the raid meta, which is exciting for a lot of people because Snorlax is hard as hell to find in the wild. And
I talked to a lot of players recently, and like none of them have like ever done a Snorlax raid. So.
I've only done one Snorlax raid ever, so it's if it's not a legendary for a while, I wasn't doing anything else. I was doing the low level stuff, but level 4 raids are my most uncommon raid type.
I mean, I tried to solo one.
Oh hell no. Can't do it.
But that doesn't actually count as me raiding it, right?
No. It is a normal type, 25,419 CP as a raid boss. The numbers you're going to want to remember for catching level 20 is going to be 1,917, and boosted at level 25 will be 2,396. So you want 1917 or 2,396. Normal type Pokemon is weak to fighting, and also Rock, Ghost, and Steel Pokemon are going to be taking reduced damage from normal types. So, a lot of Snorlaxes you're going to see have Hyper Beam. So, if you're using a Rock, Ghost, or Steel, you'll take less damage from that. The counters are not that diverse. Being only weak to one type, we've been talking about these legendary bosses over the past couple of weeks that have had 5, 6, sometimes 7 different weaknesses. This Pokemon only has one weakness, fighting. So, Machamp is going to be the clear-cut best counter here. Now, counter Dynamic Punch is the best moveset. You can also get this moveset on Hariyama, which is going to be a close second. I actually have a Machamp that has the legacy move Karate Chop, so I have a Karate Chop Dynamic Punch Machamp, which is cool. Machamp, Hariyama are probably going to be your best fighting counters. Now, Tyranitar is a good one to use just because it's a DPS machine, but also because of the rock typing, it'll be taking less damage from Hyper Beam. Dragonite, even any of the dragons really with Dragon Tail Outrage would be good just because of the high DPS they're going to be putting out in general and their typical tankiness. Other Pokemon that have the ability to get fighting moves that aren't necessarily fighting Pokemon, like Blaziken or Mewtwo that can learn Focus Blast, those Pokemon will do well. And for budget counters, you got Primeape, Granbull, any of the fighting Hitmons, the Hitmontop, Lee, Chan with fighting moves, and also Pinsir can get some fighting moves. So those are some good budget counters. I'm going boring as hell this time around, and I'm bringing 6 Machamp. When it comes to Snorlax, you need to beat the clock. So if you're trying to do it with 3 people or 4 people, you're going to need to beat the clock because
you got 20 arms in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to wipe your team. You're gonna lose because you're going to time out versus Snorlax. So I'm bringing 6 Machamp, and I'm going to let anyone else bring the diversity because I'm going to be putting out hella DPS.
Well, I've got 2 Machamps that are really good, IV-wise, and then I've got a really great Hariyama, and then I'm going to bring a Tyranitar and Golem, and then just to switch it up, I'm going to bring a Breloom, because it can learn fighting moves as well.
See, that's cool, and it's always good to have an Adam. Always using interesting and diverse Pokemon. I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you.
Like, honestly, I want to bring Pinsir, but I like Breloom.
Yeah. Well, and Golem is a good choice, too. Again, taking reduced damage for them because it's rock type, and, I know you got a big, beefy Golem.
Oh, yeah.
Melissa, what are you bringing?
I'm going to bring my 2 Machamp because I only have 2 good Machamp, believe it or not. And I have a 98% Dragonite and another good Dragonite, so I'd bring those. And, of course, I would bring my perfect Lapras, and I would always anchor it out with another Snorlax, because who doesn't love to see 2 Snorlax on the screen? And I'm going to keep it all Gen 1, just because.
Oh, yeah, you are all Gen 1. Nice. You're celebrating Kanto.
I am.
Exactly.
No, it's funny as hell when you see two Snorlax bopping around on the screen at the same time, and they're just like,
Bounce, bounce,
bouncing
bounce,
up and down.
bounce.
It's the best.
I love my Laffy.
That is awesome. Man, what a fun day this was. We've got a couple days remaining of the Kanto Celebration. I had a really good time with it. I powered up a lot of good Pokemon, but I am anxious to get my Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon back into the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm ready for Gen 4.
Damn. Didn't even... I got... You know what? Real quick, before we go, let's take a look at our medals real quick. And one of the cool things they did today for Community Day was, and we talked about it last week, they put a field research task for Catch 3 Mareep. And during the Community Day window, that was the only field research task you can get. So for every 3 Mareep you were catching, you were also getting rewarded so long as you had a task. And for someone like me in Red Bank where there's 45 stops, I was able to crush it, picking up this thing constantly through the day and, knocking it out. So
I used all my pineapple berries pretty much.
I could not keep balls in stock. I was just catching so much today.
Well, you had a hard time catching as well.
I was
staying in the ball.
Yeah, I was losing balls and 4 or 5 balls on Mareep. I'm like, what the hell? This is supposed to be 50% base catch rate. It's supposed to be easy.
No, same for me.
All right, let's take a look at our Pokedex. So let's jump over to the Pokedex real quick. And I'm at 149 Kanto. So again, just missing Mr. Mime and Kangaskhan. 96 Johto, thanks to the unknown. And my Hoenn is up to 114. I just today evolved Wailord and Crawdley.
114? Jeez, I'm at 103.
Yeah.
Otherwise the same on the others.
Yeah, but I've evolved everything I could do. You're the holdout.
Damn,
I just don't want to do my Wailord.
And you're 149.96 with Kanto Johto. So you really, man, I can't believe you didn't have that Electro. That's so crazy.
Actually, I think thinking about it, I might have had just like a junk one that I evolved because I could, and just didn't ever register in my brain that like I had one, because I must have just transferred it because I didn't have one in my roster, if you will.
Melissa, where are you at?
I still don't have my Mew, so I'm at 148 in Kanto, 95 in Johto, and only 86 in the Hoenn.
Yeah, you got to see. You need those Gen 3s to come back.
Yeah, I guess. You know what? They're boring to me.
Oh, snap.
Like, there's not a lot of Pokemon that I'm like, oh, that makes me happy. I want to catch you.
I hatched a Beldum today and got like 40 candy from it. Oh, Melissa hatched a Chansey today and got 50 candy.
Yeah.
50
Awesome.
Chansey candy.
But honestly, it's only my 3rd Chansey I've ever seen in the game.
Yeah. That's like your kryptonite.
He is. I love that. It made me so happy.
All right, now let's jump over to our medals. Let's take a look at. Melissa was just looking at the Pikachu medal because she was trying to catch every Pikachu she saw today.
Yeah,
and since looking at it last week, she's like,
"Holy bro, I'm not even close. I only have 139 out of 3. I still don't even have. Oh my god."
All right, what about your research? I'm up to 158 on the research.
I'm at 153.
I'm at 64.
Nice.
What? I didn't mean to say that.
It's all right. It's all right. Judge me.
So, one of our listeners, Jersey J, he actually just messaged me right now, and he said, "Oh yeah, don't forget when you record tonight to mention the hashtag." So, we were talking about how with the Go Plus thing, we kind of had the Fix Go Plus campaign, and Jay, he's an early bird raider, right? So he goes out stupid early in the morning and sometimes stays out stupid late. So he wants to start campaigning for increased hours for raids. And I am a firm supporter of this. And I think that raids should run from like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I agree with that because there's a lot of adults that have to work.
Yeah, and they can't get out.
Yeah, so if they can sneak that extra hour in after work, after 6 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, some people get off, or early in the morning, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, so the hashtag, I'll put it up, in the description, and I'll make sure I put it in the thumbnail as well. But Jay had come up with the hashtag for this, and I'll find it and put it up, but it was something like, so he had said raid hours 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's the hashtag. Hashtag raid hours 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. That might be a little long, Jay, and we're going to try to condense this somehow and think of something, but I'd like to know, how do the raid hours affect everyone out there? Do you ever feel the burn where you want to go raiding and they've stopped for the night? Like, do you wish that there was an extra hour or two? Would that really affect the social angle of it, or groups gathering at gyms to do raids after dark? Is that what it's about? Like, the gyms never close. People can go sit there and battle a gym down. Why can't they go raid? I don't know. Interesting topic, but Jay, we're going to figure something out. We'll get a hashtag.
Yeah, we got to come up with a good short.
It's got to be short, and we'll get,
It should just be raid 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Because normally it would be 9 to 5, right? Is your working hours.
So maybe we'll do something like that. But we're definitely going to put this campaign together. And we'll see if we can get some people out there. But I want to know, does it affect you? You ever feel that burn where, you're just still ready to go, and then there's no raids around because the raid clock turned off? Let us know, and we'll figure something out with this hashtag. Pretty much that's going to wrap up the show. Adam, you got anything else?
Yes, I did edit my Find Mew video. You should check it out. It's on our YouTube channel.
Adam, it came out real good.
Yeah, you guys really should check it out because it's super
awesome
good
and
cute.
I'll make sure I put the link in the description. Check out Adam's Pokemon Go vlogs. He also put up his Community Day 3 Bulbasaur video when he came to New Jersey.
Sweet.
So check that out.
I know it's really late, but the next one for the Mareep will be out very shortly.
He said he's going to drink 10 coffees and edit it all tonight, right?
Oh,
yeah, it's a short one. It's not that big, yeah.
But check out GottaWatchEmAll.com for everything that we do. Connect with us on social media at GottaWatchEmAll on Twitter, Instagram. Email us, info@luredup.com. Check us out. Oh, Melissa just found a Squirtle in the house, and she's very excited.
It makes me happy.
But email us, info@luredup.com, and check out our Patreon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Proud Gamer. Tweet on Twitter's. Adam, where can they find you?
You can find me at PhoenixBack45.
Melissa, do you want people to find you?
If you really need to, you can just come back and listen to me here, you guys, because this is just the best anyway.
Oh, that's so awesome. But again, thanks to our patrons. We really appreciate it, and we'll see everyone next week. Get out there and catch some Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon, yeah!
Let's catch them all, not some of them.
Just catch a couple of them.
Dude, the singer from the original song played on the Video Games Live tour, did the Pokemon song. It's the greatest thing ever. Go
That's
listen
right.
to it. Okay, bye.